I was out walking this morning, and I went past an Indian restaurant. That's Indian from India, not Native American. I don't think I've ever seen a Native American restaurant, and now that I think of it, I would like to see one and to try it out. But that's a tangent for another day. Back to me walking past the Indian restaurant. I like this restaurant. I like the food it serves at a fair price, and I like that some of the cooks wear blue turbans, and I like it that it's in a building that was originally a fast food chain. That's a significant upgrade. Right in front of it, on the sidewalk, were 4 or 5 huge fresh dog turds. Without, I hope, getting too graphic, I knew they were fresh because they were still shiny in the morning sun. After a while, they dry out, get rock hard, you know what I mean. The point is that these turds were a recent addition to the sidewalk earlier that morning, probably just before sunrise. Later, on a corner, I saw a young woman pushing a baby stroller, and she also had a tiny dog on a leash. And she was visibly pregnant, so she had a lot going on. The dog was one of those small, fuzzy little things no bigger than the woman's foot. The woman had come to a stop at the corner, and she had a plastic bag on her hand, and she was picking through the grass between the sidewalk and the curb, looking for what her little dog had deposited there. Difficult to locate because it was so small and the grass was high and thick. Further, it was doubtful that anyone would step there in the grass, but she continued her search anyway. Seeing these two extremes was another reminder about human nature, and it also convinced me, not for the first time, more like the 10 millionth, that all the laws we have, from Hammurabi to Magna Carta and the United States Constitution and the Bill of Rights, along with any municipality in which you might happen to reside, all those fine and highfalutin codifications, they are all irrelevant. They are all, in the main, useless. They are part of that beautifully paved surface to hell that we so dutifully construct with our charming good intentions. Law or no law, people are going to do what people are going to do. The woman poking around in the grass looking for the microscopic shards of shit left by her little dog, she's not doing that because of any law. Some, like her, believe in the golden rule, which asks us to be merciful and kind. She doesn't need a local ordinance to tell her what to do. And then there is the individual who let his dog, the size of a Shetland pony, shit on the sidewalk in the dark in front of a business and leave it there without the slightest qualm. That person wouldn't care how many laws you pass, prohibiting this and prescribing that. The only law he is governed by is his own, and that is what he thinks he can get away with, period. For the rest of it, it's just shit on the sidewalk, of no concern to him. If no one is looking, he is capable of anything, and he has no conscience to weigh him down. So I ask you, what good are laws? We have laws and governments much as we have guns. The peaceful, law-abiding people, like that young mother, don't have guns, don't believe in guns, have no use for guns, and we certainly think there ought to be some kind of a gun control, a stricter registration program at the very least. They personally don't have a gun. What are they going to do with a gun? But the other people, Mr. Shit on the sidewalk, they do have guns. They're armed to the proverbial teeth, and if you cross them, they'll shoot you and think no more of it than the crap on the sidewalk, except possibly regretting the loss of a bullet or two. We have laws and governments and guns, and they usually accomplish the exact opposite of what we would rationally want, the reason they came into existence. And when they fail to restrain bad behavior, when it erupts like those turds on the sidewalk, and we just can't ignore it, what do? We react in the only way we can, with more laws, more government, and more guns. And some poor son of a bitch, maybe the owner of the restaurant, comes out and picks up the shit.